Thanks so much for tuning into the NBA here on 2K Sports. The NBA regular season tips off. It'll be the Philadelphia 76ers facing off against the Washington Wizards. Tip-off is moments away.
And a good-natured back and forth between the players while we wait to get this one underway. Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Doris Burke will be along, too, from the sideline. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. Someone will be keeping an eye on John Wall.
You know, there are so many elite athletes at that point guard spot in the NBA, Kevin, but John Wall might be the best. His blend of speed, strength, agility is just amazing to watch. And when he can get out in transition in particular, that's when he's at his best.
He's so fast and agile, you forget that he's 6'4", strong and wiry. When he gets hacked on the finish, he can not only absorb the hit, but finish the layup as well. He's a terrific talent.
The Wizards trying to take advantage of their home court in this one before leaving Washington. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of the 76ers this year. Last season, they couldn't get the edge in the matchup as they went 1-2 in the season series.
And this is a big game, guys, today because these teams will see each other 3 more times down the road, and this one kind of sets the tone for the season series.
And Young comes over to help. Carter Williams, and the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Washington with the ball. Left side, Wall. They grab their own miss. Beal's shot is good.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
Washington on D. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offensively. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win.
The finger roll finish at the bucket. I think Steve nailed it moments ago, Clark, talking about, these series of 3-4 games between these two teams during the year, and eventually they'll know each other very well. But as we see now, the slate between them is clean.
And being that it is their first meeting, Kevin, I'm actually anxious and curious to see what's changed in terms of how they come at each other compared to last season.
One of the sweetest moves in the game, the reverse layup in traffic.
Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against the Heat.
Yeah, that was a strange game. Very shaky defensive performance by their opponent, but hey, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard as they should have.
Gortat dishes the Wall. Back to Gortat. The Wizards working the ball around now. 6 to shoot. Doubled by Noel. Outside for Beal. Puts up a 3. Rebounded by Noel. So it's Philadelphia now.
Points in the paint for the Wizards, really a problem area last season. Even with their revamped front court, it was not easy for them to finish at the rim. Maybe a full year of having John Wall healthy will help that because he creates easy scoring opportunities.
Here's Wall after the made shot from Richardson. Wall, that's good.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
As for the Wizards, as you said, Clark, they ended up being the second worst team in the NBA when it came to points in the paint. But they just couldn't get much going from their bigs down low, Steve.
And some of that was the injury to John Wall early because he's the one who has to set the table for those guys. But look, this is a team that has made some improvements. They're gaining some momentum. They've got some good young talent. I think that area, the points in the paint, is going to improve as this season goes on.
He's off on the first. Boy, there were a bunch of problems for Philadelphia last season, and a lot of them stem from the inability to score. Problems on offense typically make it harder for you to defend effectively, but also make it tougher for you on the road, too.
He doesn't get the second one. And Clark, to the point you made about the 76ers, scoring was hard enough for them at home. But with 20,000 people booing you and playing on foreign rims, Steve, it got that much tougher for him away from Philadelphia.
Well, let's be honest, Kevin. The whole season went down the drain with Andrew Bynum's injury because the team was going to be built around him. And when you can't throw the ball into the low post and you've given up your athletes on the perimeter, now you have no identity. And I think that was the issue for Philly last year.
The 76ers trail by 4. It's Anderson with the drive. He dishes it to Noel. Tries a 3. The shot misses. And it's Washington the other way. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
I was able to catch up with the head coach of the 76ers. It seemed the player who's really on his mind is John Wall. He said we've got to keep him out of transition and out of the paint. His jump shot is still a work in progress, and we're going to make him prove he can hit it consistently before we'll play out on him. Guys, that's going to be the MO on Wall until he can knock down that perimeter shot.
All right, Doris. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in.
Thaddeus Young last season stepping into the full-time power forward role for the Sixers. Just kind of a mismatch waiting to happen because he's undersized at 6'8", but way too quick for most of the guys guarding him.
The shot by Nene, no good. The 76ers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Unloads from 9, rejected by Ariza. And Beal kicks to Wall. Doubled by Anderson. Pass to Gortat. Back to Wall. 6 on the shot clock. And stolen by Richardson. Now the 76ers on the break. Richardson's running. The pull-up. And he hits the jump shot. It's all knotted up. And for Thaddeus Young, with the league going more towards quickness and mobility, Clark, that's certainly going to fit his strengths well.
That is absolutely right. He's not a really strong rebounder. His lack of size does make him vulnerable to post up, but he's one of the best slashers in the game. In the end, the mismatches tend to usually play out in his favor.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
You know, adding an outside shot is going to be the key to whether John Wall is a good player or a great one. He's shown he has the speed, but until he can force defenders to respect that outside shot, everyone is just going to back off him.
There's 1:38 left in the first quarter. Here's Roten. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line. And Wall, a good free throw shooter, over 80% from the line last season. So, Clark, it's not like the form on his shot is broken at all.
No, it's got some issues, though.
Yes, it does.
And it's going to be a matter of practice, Kevin. Before reaching the NBA, he was so much more explosive than other players. He didn't need to settle for the jumper. For him, it's about balance and consistency with those mechanics on his shot.
That free throw, no good.
I think it's fair to say that the top of the Eastern Conference has been getting tougher over the last few seasons. Unfortunately for the Sixers, they've headed the other direction. They've been going south, and part of why they were on the outside of the playoffs looking in.
And he's good on the second. And back to what you were saying, Clark, about Philadelphia going through a lot of roster changes last year. You're right, in a season where a lot of other teams in the East put it all together. Steve, bad timing for Philadelphia.
Yeah, bad timing. Roster changes and injuries, of course. I mean, the big trade for Bynum looked like it was going to be something that could help them get to the top of the East, but Bynum never played a single game for them. And so it's understandable why Philadelphia struggled. Right from the start, they've been aggressive on the glass. Most of the rebounds seem to be going their way.
And, Steve, I think they are ready for the fight today. Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Yeah, what a way to wrap up that possession.
Here's Mullins. Cannot hit. Some solid defense from Serafin. Wizards leading by 3. Baseline try. tried to bank it in, but he misses. 76ers have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Here's Williams, and plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And Washington called for the foul.
Boy, the Wizards had a hard time getting wins against the rest of the conference, and it's a big part of why they never built any momentum up at any point of the season. When you can't find it in your ability to beat other teams in your conference, it's a long season for you.
That free throw missing. Well, back to the Wizards. 52 games this season are played in conference, and they struggled against the East, so it really did create a huge roadblock for them. Only 15 conference wins for them, and Steve, that was the second fewest in the East.
Yeah, and the East, as we know, last year was really weak, so that number is pretty alarming, especially when you consider how well Washington played down the stretch.
You can't make the second free throw either. Missing both.
Losing 12 straight to start the season for the Wizards, just ominous, and through 20 games, the worst start in franchise history. But once they got back to health, they showed they could compete with anybody.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Andre Miller. Philadelphia shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
Now, the numbers last year for them at the line, not great. Just 73% free throw shooting as a team.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. The Wizards have gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Back to Harrington. The feed to Miller. Dishes it to Harrington. Here's Serafin. Bank shot, no good. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Wizards out front. They lead by a bucket. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
Next Sunday, November 3rd, the Phoenix Suns take on Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. You don't want to miss it.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
And you could see early on, guys, they were going to go inside and try to establish their offense in the paint area. That's exactly what they've done.
And I think that's exactly where they should continue to attack moving forward, Steve.
Andre Miller is out there with Webster. Then there's Gooden. Then there's Trevor Booker. And it's Porter in at the 3. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Wizards. Washington shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Miller kicks to Webster. Passes to Booker. There's the dish to Miller. Nice ball movement by Washington. Outside, Webster. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in.
You know, guys, it's amazing, but last season Andre Miller said he hopes to play until he's 40 years old. Not many players have been able to accomplish that feat, but I think he's got a really good chance to do it with his style of play. He's a low-to-the-ground player, uses guile, strength, and savvy to get it done, and somehow he never is hurt or misses games. He's been remarkably durable throughout his career.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Guys, John Wall may be the fastest player in the league, but it's been his outside shot that's held him back from becoming a superstar. He said in his younger days he never needed to shoot from outside, and added that if he did, he shot it, quote, like I was a lights-out shooter, fade away, no follow-through. In other words, he made the shot more difficult than it had to be. Now, he says, the main thing for me is using my speed and shooting on the way up. Guys, he's put a lot of work into his shot, and we're starting to see the results.
Well, as his shooting comes along, that's a great way for him to really find his niche, Doris. Thanks. And the 76ers making a change here. Mullins is checked in. And he can't hit the second. And Andre Miller, right now 37 years of age. I think back in 1976 is when he's born, to be quite exact. And last January became the 8th player in NBA history to tally 15,000 points, over 7,500 assists.
Incredible career for Miller, still going at it. Terrific kind of old school point guard. I think he's the best lob passer in the game. He's also got a good low post game, just really crafty and unbelievable feel for the game.
The pass to Webster. Shoots. That's good. It's Miller with the assist. Webster's got 5 points in the quarter.
The thing you notice right off the bat from the statistics, just his three-point percentage. I mean, it's a terrific number, and it's a combination of things. Good shot selection, his mechanics are solid, and his movement on the perimeter is outstanding.
And something else I think of with him is that three-point shot from the corner. I mean, that's his shot, and we've certainly seen him drain a bunch of them.
Now, here is Miller, defended by Carter Williams. And it's Miller penetrating. Gets it to go. Miller's got his first points of the night.
Yeah, that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
The 76ers trail by 5.
Well, there's a new ownership group in Philadelphia as of 2011, and in this offseason, they pulled the trigger and brought in new leadership in the front office. Looks like they're jumping on the analytics bandwagon, hiring the former brain trust of the Houston Rockets.
The Wizards making a switch here. Porter's checked in. Here's Richardson. No good. Excellent D there from Harrington. Wizards leading by 5. And back to the Sixers. I guess for the Wall Street ownership group, going mathematical is something they were, Steve, pretty comfortable with.
Well, it's something that a lot of teams are going to now, Kevin. The new owners, a lot of them businessmen, they want to turn to math to try to figure this whole thing out. Bottom line, though, is it's a combination. It's not just stats. It's talent, stats, chemistry, coaching, a lot of things that goes into winning.
Makes it off the glass. And the Wizards lead by 7. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now.
Al Harrington is back after missing all but a handful of games last season. The summer prior, after a knee surgery, he suffered a staph infection in his knee, and that had to be frustrating for him.
The Wizards have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. There's the 3. The rebound by Roten. The 76ers trail by 5. No one near him. But he stays with it. The second effort. No good from Sims. Washington has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Miller kicks to Harrington. Lets it go with a 3. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in. Miller's got his 3rd assist on the night. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in this second quarter of play. And Al Harrington certainly fits a need for a lot of teams. The spread 4, for instance.
Yeah, when your power forward can step outside and knock the three-pointer down, it's incredible the spacing that occurs for your offense, and that really gives a lot of driving and passing lanes for your teammates.
The spread 4, the stretch 4, whatever you want to call it. But one of those nice things that the game has added that has been fun to watch in its development.
Yeah, sure has.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Vernato's checked in, and Elliott Williams subs in for Tony Rote. Washington with the ball. 6-point lead. Here's Ariza. Good. Ariza's got his second bucket of the night. The 76ers shooting at an even 50% from the floor here in the second quarter. Shots good by Mullins.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
No, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
Wall's shot is off. The 76ers trail by 6. It's stolen by Harrington. And now Porter pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Carter Williams kicks to Richardson. Carter Williams covered by Wall. Carter Williams can't get it to go.
For the Wizards, I thought injuries a big reason they didn't have the season they hoped for. They do have some things they can build off of, though. The one that sticks out to me was how they were able to improve their defense last year and became pretty good at limiting easy shots. I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter. And a look here at the Wizards, how they ranked in the NBA last season. 9th in rebounding, 10th in three-point field goal percentage. As for the assist numbers, not as strong for them. Top 20 in the league. They certainly are capable of much better in that area.
And what stands out to me, Clark, with what you just talked about is the rebounds, because this is a very physical team. They like to try to bully their opponent at both ends of the floor. On the defensive glass, they were excellent. And then offensively, on missed shots, they really got after it and tried to get second chance points.
And going back to what you said, Clark, about the Wizards, they did improve dramatically in terms of defense and had one of the top 10 Ds in the league. Steve, not bad for a team that is clearly building around youth.
And that's a great sign, because normally when you have young players, you struggle defensively more than at the offensive end. So this is a group that has plenty of potential, and I think we're seeing that this season, you know, as they continue to get better in terms of rebounding and defending the paint.
Wizards making a switch here. Miller's checked in. Young pass to Noel. Shot's good.
Yeah, they're going to need some help there defensively. That matchup is going to be a tough one to deal with.
Wizards leading by 10. Outside, Wall. And that one's good. Wall's got his second basket.
Boy, what a significant turnaround here in the second quarter after only making 40% from the field in the first.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Noel. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities, and that is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
And stolen by Williams. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. This is his third trip to the free throw line in the game. No good on the free throw.
Well, it seems like they're having a lot of trouble at the line today, and it's just been that kind of a day.
So he can't get either to fall. Here's Wall. No luck. And that concludes the first half. Wizards lead by 12. We'll be back shortly live from the Verizon Center.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports as the NBA season revs up. Let's get into the halftime report. Out in Washington, the Wizards have the lead against Philadelphia. They've gotten a tremendous boost from their reserves, going to them early in the game for production. Trevor Ariza's come up big for him. After two, he's got 6 points, and not much to complain about with his shot selection either. A nice field goal percentage in the first half. A tightly contested game for Boston up against Milwaukee. Second quarter there, and they're only up a pair of buckets. And another one also in progress.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we return to Washington, D.C., a look at the Capitol building overlooking the National Mall. It's been quite a game for Al Harrington.
Yeah, his performance really transcends the stat sheet, Kevin, because you look at it, not all that impressive, but he's made a huge impact.
Yeah, the numbers aren't huge, but he's been really solid. I mean, he's made some important plays for him, and that's what it takes to win. You can't always have guys just stuffing the stat sheet. Sometimes you need plays made that don't show up in the box score.
And so, in the game for the 76ers, Richardson out there with Young. Then there's James Anderson. Then it's Noel. And it's Carter Williams in at the point.
Boy, he just battled through that initial impact and somehow willed it in.
Excellent concentration. That's what you like to see.
Hey, look at Noel out of Kentucky, long arm, 6 feet 11. Got to put on some weight, got to get stronger, but his mobility, his agility, just an incredible asset for a man his size.
Steve, you mentioned the long arms, and that's not just for shot blocking now. He can get into the passing lanes, he can cause deflections, get to offensive rebounds, and he's got excellent anticipation. He does things defensively and on the glass that you love to see a guy his size do.
Beal can't get it to go.
Tough to hit that shot when you got the defense right in your shirt.
A lot of people talked about how undersized Bradley Beal was going to be as an off guard in the NBA, but he didn't get the message. You look at how he rebounds, you would have thought he was a 6'7" guy playing the two-guard spot. He's a terrific rebounder for his size, fellas.
Well, when you talk about Bradley Beal, height-wise, he's not 6'6", but he's powerfully built.
Yeah, I think he's about 6'4", but he's got long arms, Kevin, and he's very skilled. And defensively, I think the potential is there for him to be a stopper.
And he can't get the first one.
Well, usually you think of the Sixers as a team that likes to play deliberate and slow things up a bit, but boy, they struggled to score last year. A big part of the struggle was that they just didn't get to the free throw line very much.
No good on the second free throw. Well, Clark, as you said, with the 76ers, they made the fewest free throws in the entire league last season, mostly because they were second to last in attempts. Steve, part of that is pace, but a lot of it was not having, players attack the rim.
And more than anything, Kevin, it was just lack of talent. I mean, they didn't have enough guys with the ability and the physical skills and tools to get to the rim and attack defenses.
Rebound by the 76ers.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Offensive rebound. Richardson. And it's blocked. Here's Ariza. He has 6. All sorts of time. And there's Bradley Beal on the assist by Ariza. And that's now 6 points here for Beal. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Now here's Wall. Left side, Wall. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
The jury seems to still be out if John Wall can make the jump to being one of the elite point guards in the league, but he certainly feels that he'll get there. Last season, he said he deserves a max contract. Worked on that over the summer with the Wizards. Tell you what, he has a lot of talent, but just hasn't put it all together yet.
And that one falls for Wall. And when you think of players commanding the max salary, those are your franchise guys. Clark, do you think Wall has put himself in that category yet?
I think he's been hampered by the injuries, Kevin, so you really can't make a fair assessment there. I think he has tremendous potential as a true point guard, excellent physical gifts, and I think he wants to be a leader. The Wizards have been a team of disorganization and issues in the locker room over the last few years, so I think it's still a bit unfair and premature to judge Wall at this point.
The 76ers trail by 14. Hunter Williams dishes to Noel. Unloads from 9. Rebound by the Wizards. Gortat's got his 5th rebound in this one.
But an 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
Ariza with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From 6 feet. That misses off the backboard.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Here's Noel. It's rebounded by John Wall.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
With the lead pass, and Gortat kicks to Wall. Nene. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 4 assists now tonight.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Here's Carter Williams. Misses off the right iron.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
Well, for the 76ers last season, just really tough offensively. Tied for last in the league in points per game, bottom 5 in efficiency. Did a really good job of taking care of the ball, second lowest in turnovers, but I think they may have been a little overcautious to get those turnover numbers where they were.
Gortat with the steal. And now Wall running the floor all by himself. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Reverse that one home. Now that was nice, real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that body control. Oof.
Oh, that one had it all, guys. Power and grace. Just beautiful.
The 76ers trail by 18. And guys, the Sixers style over the last couple seasons has been a little inconsistent, I guess you could say. Defensively, their philosophy very clearly was, Steve, to force teams to shoot long twos. But offensively, those were the shots they so often took.
Well, remember, they were pretty good a couple years ago with Iguodala because they were a fast team that could create some offense in transition. But once they got by him and he was injured, it really took away their effectiveness offensively.
Shot clock at 6. Takes a 3. That's good. And that's now 9 points for Ariza.
Impressive play there, and they have been really good offensively.
Piling up the points en route to this big lead, guys. I mean, they've been unstoppable.
Let's check out the stat sheet here on Thaddeus Young. Very nice season for him last year. 10th in steals, and he was also a top 20 shooter from the field. So really a nice all-around offensive year for him.
And Steve, I don't think you can overstate his steal numbers. I mean, they're way up there, and it's a credit to his concentration and his quickness and his aggressiveness.
Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Gortat. Carter Williams, the pass to Noel. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. Moment to see how the schedule is looking for Philadelphia. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand.
No doubt the Golden State fans, some of the best in the league, they want to see their Warriors win that one.
Gortat's checked in for Washington. Miller comes in for Bradley Beal. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Chance now to check out the Washington Wizards' upcoming schedule. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Here's Miller. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game. Doubled by Richardson. Miller with the ball. Now guarded by Anderson. Anderson against Miller. Clock at 6. Outside, Wall. And it's sent back by Anderson. And they're able to recover. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Bradley Beal's checked in for Washington. The 76ers trail by 21.
Kevin Seraphin, big solid frame, about 6'9", but he's got a 7'3" wingspan, so he's already shown a lot of promise as a defender.
And the Wizards with possession. This run now up to 13-2. Miller dishes to Seraphin. Back to Miller. Pass to Ariza. Shot clock at 6. Miller against Anderson. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. All back to Seraphin. Not just a defensive presence. He's got a nice soft touch offensive.
Yeah, you can hit with that hook shot, step out to mid-range. Still developing, but there's a lot to like about this young big man. I'll tell you what I love about him. His ability to finish even while absorbing contact. He is so strong. Even with defenders hanging all over him, he continues to finish at the basket.
And also, there aren't many players better at anticipating an opponent's next move, waiting for his moment and then jumping in the way of a pass to come up with the steal. He's got that mastered.
And that one misses. And the Wizards with possession. They're on a 13-4 run right now. And Beal kicks to Miller. And another miss by Washington. The 76ers trail by 19. Anderson passes to Young. Stolen by Seraphin.
This should be the last possession of the quarter if they play it right.
And if their clock management's good, it will be.
Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. And Philadelphia making a change here. "12 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Now Carter Williams. Williams dishes to Moultrie. With 1 on the clock. Can't get it to fall. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Washington out in front, up 19. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports.
Coming up next Thursday night, November 7th, Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers take on LeBron James and the Miami Heat. Hoops action.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Wizards?
I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've just continued to shoot well.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Riza and Nene make up the 2 forward spots. And it's Gortat in at the 5 spot. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy look at the hoop.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And he makes the first. Jason Richardson, he's checked in for the 76ers. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
Well, they've really dominated on the glass, and of course they've done a lot of good things here tonight, but the rebounds have played a major factor.
Hey, Steve, you know rebounding always one of the key barometers in determining the victor.
Works out with the screen for Wall. And Michael Carter-Williams gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And the 76ers making a change here. Nene gets to Ariza. Outside, Wall. 6 on the shot clock. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. To the middle. Here's Noel. The shot is off. Nice D from Gortat. Wizards leading by 20. Feeds the Wall. Wide open. And that one's good. Wall's got 4 points this quarter.
It hasn't happened as quickly as he would have liked, but he's finally putting some points on the board in this game.
To the inside. And that one's good. Noel.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Washington calls timeout.
Michael Carter-Williams, the rare 6'6" true point guard. Both his mother and his stepfather are high school basketball coaches, so you know he's got a really good basketball IQ. That seems to run in the family.
James Anderson, he's checked in for Elliott Williams. Kicks to Beal. The tray. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Anderson's got his third rebound tonight. And for Carter-Williams, unusual height for the point guard position.
Yeah, he's long. I think the main thing he'll need to do at the NBA level is really work on that outside shot. It's got a little bit of a hitch in it right now. And he's got to get that corrected, because if he does, he's got a chance to be special as a point guard.
He's quick and he is athletic.
Yep. How about the field goal percentage shooting this half, guys? It's gone through the roof.
The 76ers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Deep 2 from Anderson. Gets to the corner and buries it. All with it. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Ariza kicks to Beal. He feeds it to Wall. Just 5 on the clock. Ariza beyond the arc. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Young's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense there by Nene. And Beal gets to Ariza. Stolen by Anderson. Thaddeus Young on the wing. Puts it up from 17. Gets it to go.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
Wizards leading by 18. And Wall kicks to Ariza. The second chance effort. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, he earned that one. Took the hit and still found a way to knock it down.
Yeah, fantastic body control. And the will to get it done. You like that focus.
Shooting for Washington. Nene. Shooting one.
That free throw good from Nene.
You know, one of the things you look at in winning basketball games in the NBA is getting to the free throw line. You always want to be able to do that. And Nene knows how to get there, but he's never really been able to make the most of it because he's not a good foul shooter.
A look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Carter Williams kicks to Anderson. He passes it to Carter Williams. 18 feet out. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got his 8th rebound here tonight. And Clark, you mentioned the foul shooting for Nene for his career, right about 68% from the charity stripe, Steve. Nothing that, I mean, it's not horrible, but it'd be great if he could improve on it.
Well, he did improve a little bit last year, got to 73%, so we'll see if he can continue that trend and become a more consistent shooter from the line.
Well, something you never like to see, but guys, he definitely looks hurt.
Yeah, Clark, that did not look good. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it's nothing too serious.
Boy, you can't help but feel for him. I mean, one moment you're doing what you do best, and the next, the situation's really out of your hands. I really hope he's okay.
Arnett Moultries checked in for Noel. And Wall kicks to Ariza. And stolen by Richardson. Now the 76ers on the break. Anderson with the ball. And he banks in the layup. Anderson's got 4 this quarter.
How about this performance in the face of the injury? Playing through a lot of pain out there.
Wall passes to Ariza. Ariza gets a screen from Nene. And here is Beal. Back to Ariza. 6 to shoot. Wall. The leaner inside. And that is good. Wall's got 12 points in just the second half.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
And it's a completely new group here for Philadelphia. Here's Mullins. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. We've got 1:23 left in the game. Miller dishes to Porter. He kicks it to Webster. Pass to Porter. The feed to Miller. 6 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Mullins. 76ers have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Again, Mullins missing. Washington's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here is Miller. Soft touch off the glass. And the Wizards lead by 21.
Terrific job taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And Steve, I thought those home fans gave this team a big lift all game. A lot of positive energy in the building.
That one goes. Count it.
That was a nice finish to an excellent possession.
Wizards have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The putback.
And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And Steve, they did it in style, a beat down the entire way.
And Moultrie kicks to Williams. And that's an air ball. Not even close. Now, here is Miller. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game.